Guys, run right now and wake up your girlfriend. A new Corvette just dropped. If you don't have a girlfriend, wake up your cat or something. I'm not sure what to tell you. If I look like I just woke up, I did, because my cat woke me up, because a new Corvette just dropped, the C8 ZR1. And oh my God, I've already seen some things online. This thing is absolutely insane. First of all, if people think they're going to get this car for anywhere near MSRP, they're smoking that good stuff. Absolutely smoking that good stuff. Regardless, though, this car's crazy. If you guys haven't heard any of the specs, we're gonna watch a video right now. I haven't seen this video, but we're gonna take a look at this video and I guess just react to it as we go. But C8 Corvette ZR1, so far one of the only C8s that I would even consider buying. I can't afford this one, but I would consider it compared to the other ones. Anyways, let's go ahead and dive right in. It sounds like a oh God, it sounds like a McLaren almost. So it's a 5.5 liter twin turbo V8. Oh my God, I need to find this road. Wherever this road's at, I need to find that. 180, 190. Oh my God, 200. Jesus. And this is how they're opening up the reveal video or whatever the hell this is. This is okay. All right. 200 and what did he hit right there? 205. Ooh. Okay. I mean, like if I saw it from this angle, I'm saying that's a Z06. The side profile to me doesn't look any different than a Z06. The front end also just looks like a Z06. I mean, the hood is different. Don't get me wrong. I guess the hood is different. But like if we look back to the C7 generation, the C7 had a completely different front fascia. Maybe it's just because I'm uncultured and I'm not around C8s all the time. To me, that front end looks the same. I do see the hood vent, which is functional. I know that's functional. I saw that on Instagram. But at a glance, it just looks like a Z06. Or like an E-Ray. Which I'm happy they didn't make it electric. I do like that throwback split window design with functional vents. I do like that. I mean, it being, damn dude, who the fuck polished this car? Why does it look so dog water? GM, you guys need to get like a good detailer on your payroll, because that looks musty. Twin turbo V8. Yeah, like dude, to me that just looks like a Z06. Again, maybe I'm tripping, but the front fascia doesn't look all that different.
All right, here we have the Corvette ZR1, and this one's outfitted with clearly the track performance package with aero and everything.
All the bits everywhere.
Wheels are sick.
So
I do like the wheels.
Planes, you know, aggressive front splitter. This has the elevated gurney, we call it.
Yes.
It's a trip feature that gets high pressure air on the front, low pressure air on the back. You'll see that on a lot of race cars.
That is functional.
They all have a lip, some kind of feature like that to help evacuate, actually suck air out. High pressure in the front where it stagnates against the heat exchangers, and then it gets sucked out and up over the car and helps power the underside of that wing to create downforce on the back.
It needs all that because you were working with how much horsepower?
1,064. And the reason it's 1,064 is it probably seems like, well, why?
Jesus, dude. An American car with 1,064 horsepower from factory. I thought when the new GT500 was released, I was like, it's gonna be a while before we cross over that 1,000 horsepower mark. And I guess this is like a specialty vehicle, but 1,000 horsepower from factory. How is this car going to put that to the ground? I have no idea. Obviously, my computer system in my Mustang is really stupid compared to whatever is in this car. And I don't know if it has different maps being a twin turbo setup, but if you're cruising around with 1,000 horsepower all day, every day, dude, do you get on this thing at the wrong time, you are going sideways into a wall. That is scary amounts of power.
And you just make it 1,100. Why didn't you make it 1,000 even?
Yeah.
Yeah, why?
That's
something I worried or wondered.
Might do it that way. Okay, here's our marketing target for this segment. But if you look at the last three generations of ZR1, you had 638, 755. Now we got 1064. They're all kind of funky numbers, not a number that some person would make up in a cube. It's a resultant of what's the maximum we can get, and that's kind of unusual for a big.
You already know, right? When these things get fucking sold, some dude's gonna throw E85 at. I don't know if it's like, okay, so if it's a Dodge Demon situation where it's like, hey, it makes 840 on race gas or on E85, that's a little different. Like a 91 horsepower number, I'm curious to hear if they say anything about that, because if this thing makes 850 on 91, okay, I could see that thing being a little bit more of a streetable car. But 1,064, dude, Jesus Christ. If that's on 91, imagine E85. That's like, I don't know what it is about C8 Corvettes, but like the styling of them, like from here, I don't know what it is, but the car just looks hollow. It looks cheap. I don't know why. I don't know why. I mean, like, if there was any other badge on this car, would I think it looks cheap? I don't know. It just looks hollow. Like, to me, it looks like a toy car. I guarantee it's a great driving experience, but I've just never been a fan of the C8 like styling. The Z06 made it better, but this isn't a crazy improvement from a Z06.
So 5.5 liter V8, flat plane crank.
Yes.
What's the red line?
8,000 RPM. So
RPM.
still a spinner motor, super low inertia. Everything's got the character of the Z06 with very low inertia, immediate response. We were paranoid about turbo lag from the beginning because we've had superchargers.
Sure.
You know, and we bragged at supercharger. You got instant reaction because you got boost on demand. It's always there. So we've done a lot of things with the geometry. If you look at the engine, the turbochargers are essentially in the manifold.
There's ways to make turbos really responsive. I'm curious. They're talking all this mumbo jumbo about making them instantly responsive. Like, I feel like my McLaren's turbos are really responsive, especially compared to like driving around like a Subaru WRX or some other turbo cars that I've had in the past. I feel like my McLaren twin turbos are really responsive. So if they're anything like that, like, this thing's gonna be a missile, man. This thing, it's not even gonna be fair to anyone else.
And torque is
828 foot-pounds. And almost all of that is available from like 3,000 to 7,000.
I think the slide said like 800 pound-feet plus from 3,000 to 6,000. That's insanity.
It is. It just feels relentless. It feels like you're on this aircraft catapult.
I mean, dude, if I had whatever they were asking laying around, I would 100% buy one. I know it sounds like I'm talking smack about, oh, it looks like a toy car. I don't give a shit about how a car looks. I just care about how it performs. That's why I have an ugly ass 12C. And I would buy this thing in a heartbeat. Yeah, it would. Not the ZR1, would it depreciate? I don't know. The C7s, man, those things are crazy appreciation right now. Insane. And I believe I heard that the MSRP on something like this is like 160. I would expect at minimum 50,000 markup. So you're looking at 210. 210 for that. It still sounds like a crazy price for the performance. If you compare this to like an SF90 that's going for $400,000 to $500,000, that's crazy. Oh, it does sound so good. It's just all noise though. It doesn't have like a deep V8 rumble. The turbos are really hiding that.
Where the engine could easily overwhelm the tires.
Yes.
We do torque limitations. We do that
Oh,
today. We
thank God.
We do it on Stingray actually. It's just to preserve the life of the lower gears.
Right.
And since you can't use the torque at the rear tires, we don't want to put super tall base gears on. We want to keep the engine revs.
So they do have some sort of like, it's not, I wouldn't call it boost by gear, but they're calling it some torque limiting factors that make it so in the lower gears you can get on it and you're not gonna necessarily spin as bad. You probably still will spin. The wing just looks like an afterthought, man. I'm looking at the rear end and I'm deleting the wing mentally, and it looks like just such an afterthought. Like, it looks like, oh, we need something here, and like it doesn't look like it flows with the car that well. I don't know if I like that wing, fellas. I don't know if I like that wing. I've never been a huge C8 wing guy. Like, any wing I've ever seen on a C8 kind of looks like dog shit anyways. But that's, I don't know about that one. Okay, it looks better head on like that. It looks much better head on like that.
And you can feel it, you can hear it, you can see it, you can see flames at times depending on how you're driving. The flames come out. And
it's crazy because the C8 Z06 flames come out already on that.
This far? Yeah, it's come up about this far.
Straight up, like C8 Z06. Me and my boy were in the canyon. I was in the McLaren. He was in the C8 in front of me, and you see flames on a stock of Z06. Just you'd get on, and you'd see just blue flames just coming out. It's badass. Very badass.
And just the coolest air possible, even though that giant heat exchanger in the front and another one in this corner both serve to send coolant all the way to the back and run into the intercooler heat exchangers to cool down that, you still want to start with the coldest air possible. And so this is the second place on the side of the car where we can pick up relatively ambient air.
Yeah.
So when I say cool, it's just close to ambient. You could be driving at 100 degrees. It's still 100 degrees there. It's not going to be cooler than that.
It's no warmer.
But that's the best you can hope for.
See, like the cooling systems, that's the stuff that like interests me. Like seeing how they engineer like ducts and placement, and just hearing how they do it and the logic behind them. Like I've had those thoughts when doing the ducts and the cooling on my Mustang. Is like, okay, we need this stuff here to exhaust all of the air coming into the engine bay and going through the heat exchanger. I don't want it to go and keep carrying throughout the whole engine bay, so I want it to go and exhaust out the hood. And then we have these two vents right above the exhaust headers and stuff, so this way in case any ambient heat just coming up will just exits right away. Like I have those thoughts, and I've been there, you know. So I mean, just give me a call next time, Corvette. I'd probably save you some money and it'd probably look a little better, you know. I'm joking. No, that stuff's cool though. I do like all that. Everything he's saying is legit. I found a very good explanation for this car. This car, and this is gonna sound crazy, this car, is it though? I don't know. It's got the styling of like an FK8 Honda Civic, but it's like a supercar, you know, like, but it's a functional FK8 Honda Civic. It's got all the crazy vents, it's got all the crazy ducting, but everything on it actually works, which is funny. But like, it still looks like a toy car. I don't know. To me, like I said, maybe it's the color or something. It just looks cheap in this color. It might be the color. It looks so flat, but I still like the color. I would still get that color.
It's a big jump. Yeah, because it was like 638 horsepower, 75 horsepower, 1,064 horsepower.
Yeah,
that's sizable.
And we don't want people trying to predict C9 at this point. Somebody's going to do the math and say, oh,
C9 Corvette confirmed. C9 Corvette confirmed.
So they look quite a bit
different. The car on the road. Okay, so sorry, I was listening to what the fuck they were yapping about. These guys are professional yappers. The car on the road, I mean, dude, it looks pretty crazy. Like I said, like that looks pretty crazy. Dude, if I had the money, man, this would be the car to buy. This is a badass car. This thing is fucking sick. Like, look at that. Okay, like while moving, the car in motion looks way crazier than it is parked in whatever studio this is parked in. It's their lighting. It's 100% their lighting. Look at the color in this lighting. It looks like fucking peach nutsack yellow. But in this lighting, it's got a nice deep yellow to it. It looks much nicer. Looks legit. I like it. Convertible ZR1. Well, those wheels look nice too. I like the concavity of them. I like that dish. Dude, that looks like a 12C. That dead ass looks like a 12C. That's funny. They must have saw my car and just loved it that much. I like those wheels. I mean, it's a cool car. I'm not gonna listen to the drop top version of it. I don't think many of us care about it. I've heard, like I said, numbers of the MSRP starting around 160,000. I don't know if they list that anywhere in this.
Wing.
I don't think they are. But I mean, it's a cool car. I'm gonna look at some of the photos that they have. Like, see, like that's, dude, that looks like dead ass. This looks like the it reminds me of the car from Speed Racer, like just this color scheme, the stripes, the white and the black. It's got the crazy look. Like this is like as close as we're gonna get to like that car, you know, anytime soon. But like, where do cars go from here? Seriously, where do cars go from here? It's got a 345 in the rear. That's crazy. Like 1,064 horsepower. Okay, so like, how does Ford respond to this, dude? I mean, they have the Shelby 1000, I guess, you know. So, but that's not like a production number car. This is a production number car. There's going to be probably 5,000 of these, you know. If it's like a C6, there's going to be a number of these. So I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, would you guys spend $200,000+ on a Corvette? Would you guys? Is this car that crazy? I mean, it's pretty nuts. I'm not gonna lie. I see what he meant by the fucking turbo is like in the engine. Yeah, that'll fit in a Miata. I'll get it in there. Anyways, let me know your guys' thoughts down below. It's an absolutely insane car. 1,064 horsepower, 850 foot-pounds of torque, 5.5 liter twin turbo V8. I could read a brochure too. No one knows the exact price, but people are saying they wouldn't be surprised if a fully kitted out ZR1 with the ZTK package approaches, if not exceeds, $200,000. And I mean, for the performance, I mean, again, I wouldn't doubt it either. And these Corvette guys are dumb enough to kind of buy that price right off the lot. But let me know your thoughts down below. Insane car, different type of video today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Just crazy car news, man. It's car history. Anyways, subscribe, and until next video, peace.